Hi everybody, I hope your Wednesday has been fabulous. I'm here today with my Laura Whitaker's Sketches Reimagined for this week, and here's the sketch we're going to be working with. I am going to be working with my Paper Person kit. This is my December kit, and I just left it out on my desk after I created the layout for Paper Person Playtime, which was yesterday. I'm showing you here what I have left of the kit. I have just about most of it. Lots of paper scraps. I'm going to do another 12 by 12 layout today with these two photos of my son, my oldest son, who I don't get to scrapbook very often, and his 65-pound lap dog. So I'm going to use some of the printable bits. So we always get the cards as a printable PDF with the Paper Person kit with a subscription. So you always have these kind of extra cards you can use, and I'm going to use 2 of them to back my photo with. So I'm deviating from the sketch by using 2 photos instead of 1 4x6, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of I'm going to add a strip to the top and to the bottom, and I'm going to add an extra cluster. That is just because that's my personal aesthetic. I really like my pages to have some grounding, and so if everything's in the middle of my page, I want something at the top and the bottom, or something that is a border. So I'm cutting apart these strips. I'm going to use this beautiful mustardy card that was part of the printables, and then it's also part of the cut apart sheet. And while I kind of organize my supplies and decide what I'm going to do with this layout, a little bit of housekeeping for you. So thing number 1, I'm searching for like another mat or something to put under me. I feel like that aqua color is a bit distracting, but I don't want to go back to my glass media mat because I really want to be able to have give you this nice big angle of more of my desk. So I'm working on that. Until then, I'm sorry if the aqua mat distracts you. I'm searching for something. I want something white or a very light colored. A lot of you have asked for the link to the stamping bug. I am trying to get it to you. For whatever reason, Etsy is being terrible and not allowing me to copy and paste the link to the shop. So if you go into Etsy and you search for Stampin' Bug, it will pop up. And the name of the store is Coco's Creations. And that's all that they sell are those Stampin' Bugs. If I can get Etsy to cooperate with me and I can get you a link, I will definitely get a link to you. But in the meantime, if you have to have one right now, I am going to pop onto my Mac and see if that works to get the link for you later today. And that's it. Oh, Friday, come back to my channel Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will not be disappointed and you will adore what you find. This month will be the 5th year that I have been creating YouTube videos. So my channel, it's my 5th year anniversary as a YouTuber, and I'm throwing a bit of a video hop. And it's going to be so much fun and you don't want to miss it. Okay, so I want to use these labels, and initially my plan had been to stamp on these labels. I noticed that the labels had a slick surface, so I grabbed a permanent ink, but you'll see, it doesn't really work, and I end up having to go with a plan B. I thought I was doing pretty good because this ink is for alcohol markers, it's waterproof, all those things. But what I really needed to stamp it with was Stays On ink, which I just don't have. So these labels are all going to become, my Kelly Parkey labels are going to need to become just layering pieces, because I thought maybe this new ink, permanent ink from Catherine Pula would work, but it doesn't work at all. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp these cute little sayings, puppy sayings, onto these labels, set them aside to dry, and then I'm going to have to come up with a plan B later on in the process. This is the label punch. This is from EK Success. It's a fabulous label punch that I adore. Huge shout out and thank you to Shamel for showing it to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these scraps. These scraps are from the rest of that 4x6 card that I matted my one photo with. I'm going to use those later on. Now I want to add, there is an element like a tag that sticks out from the side of the photo on the sketch, and I really want to use that. So I'm going to grab my Catherine Pooler tag dies. These things get such a workout in my craft room. And I'm going to go ahead and just die cut a tag to add to the side. This is that beautiful specialty paper that was part of the paper person kit for December. And then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut the rest of these flowers. This is that scrap paper that I started fussy cutting yesterday for the paper person playtime. And I just fussy cut all the rest of those flowers and then inked everything with my vintage photo distress ink, oxide ink. So now it's time to kind of glue and stick and get all of these different pieces onto my layout. This sketch was really perfect for working with things like pocket cards or scraps because I was really able to hide a lot of the areas where like the seams would be from cutting the pocket card in half and things like that. I was really able to just kind of go ahead and fix so you can't see them, make them kind of invisible, so I was super happy about that because I really have been loving these paper person kits, and I have most importantly, I have been really loving being able to kill them every month. I think that they are just such a good size for me personally. They're not a huge kit, and there's such a sense of accomplishment, right? When you are part of a kit club and you're getting a kit every month and you get a kit that's actually the right size where you can easily go ahead and use up all of those products and you don't feel like you're wasting your money. So I went ahead and added the scraps around my photos and I added the tag underneath. And this is about the point where I realized that this ink that I've stamped on these labels is so not going to work. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those labels that I punched and I'm just going to cover up the stamping. You know, it is what it is. And this ink had not even, it really hadn't dried very much at all. Like it had a little bit, I could see where it kind of had dried a little bit, but honestly, it didn't dry much at all. So I was more than happy to just cover it up and move on. So I layered and clustered some things up on top of the labels, pulled them off of the backer board, and then just went ahead and put them down on my page. I'm going to use a staple on a couple of these just because I liked the look of it. And I wanted to kind of get these pieces tucked in and around. Plus, this layout has a lot of paper on it, right? And a lot of stickers. So being able to kind of add a staple here and there added something different to these papers, to the layout, you know, so that it's not all paper and stickers. I really still wanted to add these stamps that I had set aside for this layout because like there's one that says dog hair, don't care. And there's one that says fur real. And these photos, I mean, it gets the close-ups. You'll be able to see the photos a little bit better, but this is my son Morgan and his dog Andre, who is a pit bull lab mix, except he thinks he's a lap dog. So I really wanted to add those stamps to this layout because it worked really well. Now I'm going to grab my pink alphabet stamps from this kit. You can see them there off to the side. They're beautiful, and I'm going to use them to write 65-pound lapdog, which is going to be our title. Last but not least, I'm going to grab some copper penny Nuvo drops. I'm just kind of making sure we can get a nice stream of them so we get perfect little dots. And I'm going to sprinkle them around. You could use enamel dots for this. You could use sequins for this, but I love this coppery color. I used it a lot with this collection or with this kit because it's just that coppery color that is also in a lot of the other elements. And that is where we are going to call this project done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to come back on Friday morning. That's when my next video will be up, and that's when the hop is. And I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your week. Bye.